Okay, so the Gemara says that Rava said that when the Reuven's Yitomim pulled this trick on Shimon, that they said our father's money, the money that you gave to our father's Baal Chov didn't really belong, it wasn't really Mishubad because it was metaltalin. Rava says no problem. So at that point, Shimon's going to wind up paying twice. Shimon paid them. He paid them the money. He paid the money to the Reuven's Baal Chov, to his creditors. Now he's going to have to pay another $500 to pay the original money that he owed on the field. Rava says Shimon has an answer. If Shimon is smart, Magbi lehu ar'a. First he'll give them the property itself as a payment, and then ve'adar gavi laminayu, then he'll collect it back. Why? The Amar of Nachman says Yitomim, orphans, shegavu karka bechovat avihem, if they collect money as part of their from what was owed of to their father, they pay money that was owed to their father. Baal Chov chozer vegoveh otam mehem. The Baal Chov could collect it back for them, meaning that property is considered as if it belonged to the father, and therefore the father's obligations are on that property. It's not considered like the Yitomim bought the property. It's considered like the father bought the property. If you say that Rava holds that the property, when you collect it, it's like he collected it when the loan was made. Who made the loan? The father made the loan. That's the reason. They collects it from them. It's like they collected in the father's lifetime. But if you're going to say that the collection is like it's taking place from now on, right, from the moment of the collection, so that's after the father's died. Why could Shimon collect it back from the Reuven's Yorshim? It's like the Yitomim bought property. The Yitomim go and buy property. Is it mortgaged to their father's creditors? The father could only mishabed his own property, not property that the Yitomim got. Says the Gemara, no. Really, when you collected, the collection is like it happened. Is like it happened now. So how come when the Yitomim collect the property from that was owed to the father, it's like the father collected it, and it's considered mishubat to the father's loan? Shani atam the amar lehu, that the creditor, the father's creditor will say to the Yitomim, that property is not like you bought it. Ki hechi te mishabad naleh la'avuchon, just like it was owed to your father. Mishtabad nanami leba'al chov da'avuchon. It's also mortgaged to your father's creditor, to the person that your father owes money to. Meaning like this: if somebody owes me money, so therefore his property, I have a mortgage, I have a lien on his property. So to some degree, the property has my name on it because I could collect it in my loan. If I owe someone else money, that person can collect from anything that has my name on it. So Rabbi Natan says like this: the Tanya Rabbi Natan Omer, Minayin lenoshe behavero maneh. How do you know that if Reuven owes Shimon $100, behavero behavero, and Shimon owes $100 to Levi, shemotziim mizeh v'nolim lazeh, that Levi can go straight to Reuven. He goes to Shimon. Shimon says, I don't have money. Reuven says, no problem. Does anybody owe you money? Shimon says, yeah, Reuven owes me $100. So Levi goes straight to Reuven and he tells him, give me the $100 that you owe Shimon. Reuven says, who are you? He says, I'm Levi. Says, I never borrowed money from you, Levi. Levi says, yes, but you owe money to someone who owes me money, and therefore it's like you go straight through. It's like you owe me money. It's like if A owes B and B owes C, A owes C. That's what we say. Talmud Lomar, where do we learn that from? Venatan, he should pay la'asher asham lo, to the one who the guilt belongs to. Not la'asher lavami min. La'asher asham lo, to the one who the guilt belongs to. The hidush is even to the original party. So therefore, you see, the reason why the Yitomim can get it back is because why Shimon can get it back is because Shimon owed money to Reuven. So the property that Shimon had mortgaged to Reuven is actually mortgaged back to Shimon because Reuven owes money to Shimon if the property gets taken. So it's like Shimon has a boomerang effect with himself. The property is mortgaged from Shimon to Reuven and back to Shimon. So Shimon is collecting back his own field. It's a little bit complicated to imagine. How could Shimon owe himself money? But if you understand that if it was Reuven, Shimon, and Levi, it would be easy to see. Reuven owes money to Shimon. Shimon owes money to Levi. Now Levi has to pay back. So the field that belongs to Levi is mishubad through Shimon to Reuven. That's not a problem. Now what you do is you imagine that Reuven bought Shimon's field. So it comes out that the field is Reuven is playing his role and Levi's role. Reuven is the original creditor and he's the final end. He bought the field from Levi, so Reuven owes it goes back to Shimon and back to Reuven. That's what's happening over here. That's the first. So that's not a question on Rava. How could it be that the field, when Rava collects it, when Reuven's Yitomim collects it, it goes back to Shimon. It's not because when they collected it, it was like Reuven owned it. It was like it was collected originally from Reuven. No, it's because the shi'ibud that Shimon has on Reuven goes back to even his own field because Shimon is owed money from Reuven. Tanan we learned Nochri Shilvat Yisrael al Hamtzo. Our Mishnah. For Goy lent money to a Jew, and the Hametz was guaranteed, and the loan was guaranteed by the Hametz. Ahara Pesach, after Pesach, mutar bana'ah. The Hametz is mutar bana'ah. How could that be? If you say that it's considered like he pays him when he pays him back, it's collected from the moment that the loan was made. That's why the Hametz is mutar bana'ah after Pesach. Why? Because since the Goy lent money before Pesach, when the Jew pays the Goy the Hametz, it's considered to have belonged to the Goy over Pesach. And Hametz of a Goy over Pesach is mutar. But if you say the collection is considered to happen when you actually paid him back, and the whole Pesach it wasn't paid back yet, amay mutar bana'ah. Why is it mutar bana'ah? Birshutei di Yisrael havekai. It was in the possession of Yisrael the whole time. The whole Pesach belonged to Yisrael. He only paid the Goy after Pesach. At that moment it became the Goy's. It should be asur bana'ah from belonging to the Jew over Pesach. Says the Gemara, and we're talking over here, the Goy lent the Jew money. He says, I want something to hold for your what's it called. So I brought over a bottle of Blue Label. He says, here's a Blue Label, it's worth $200. Hold this, if I don't pay you, you'll collect it. That case that he actually brought it to his house, that's different than if it was in my house. Over there it's considered like it was his from the beginning. Says the Gemara, let's say it's a mahloket tanaim. Because we have a braita like this: Yisrael shelva l'nochri al hamtzo. If a Jew lent money to a goy, and the collateral of the chametz of the loan was the goy's chametz. Le'achara Pesach, after Pesach, en over. It's not asur because of bal yiraim. Why? Because we consider the chametz. Consider hametz to still have belonged to the goy. Mishum Rabbi Meir Amru, in the name of Rabbi Meir, they said over that is considered belonging to the Jew because he lent the money to the goy on that hametz. Like al Mishnanya over and bal yireh bayimatzen, the hametz is asur. Ma'ila ba'aka mifligi. Mor savar lemafrei al gover. The Tanakama holds the Tanakh, no, Rabbi Meir holds lemafreyahu goveh, that since it was that what you collected from when you lend the money, when you collected, it's like it was yours from when you lend the money, and therefore it's like it belonged to the Jew from before Pesach. Umar Savar, and the Tanakama holds mikanu labau goveh, that when you collect from the moment that you collect, and it didn't belong to the Jew until after Pesach. So you see the mahloket mikanu labau goveh l'mafreya goveh is mahloket tanaim. V'tizbira, does that make sense? Ema seifa, look at the seifa. Aval nochri shel vali Yisrael al himtzo. If a goy lent money to a Jew for his chametz, la'achara Pesach, after Pesach, devrei hakol over. Everybody agrees that it's bal yireh, bal yimatzeh. It does make sense. If you're going to say that the reason why the Tanakam, why the first part of the Mishnah is because of mikano labal goveh or mafreya goveh, whether it's considered yours from when you lend the money or not, the position should just split. The one that says that when a Jew lent to the goy, that you're not over because it's still considered the goy's, over. So then over here you should be over because it didn't transfer till after, belonged to the Jew the whole time. The one that says over there when a Jew lent money to a goy, that it's considered to have been the Jews from the moment he made the loan. Over here, that the Hametz belonged to the Jew and the Goy lent the money, so it should be considered the Goy's from the moment that he lent the money. What are we talking about over here? Because it's talking in this case, in the Braita, that he gave it to him to hold in his house. So what's the mahloket? If he gave it to him in the house, didn't we say in the Mishnah, when we're explaining the Mishnah, that it's considered to be the person who you put it in his house from the beginning? So the mahloket is like this. They're arguing in what Rabbi Yitzchak said. When you lend money to somebody and he gives you collateral to hold, how do we know that the lender is considered to be an owner of the collateral, and we don't say he's just holding it to secure his loan? Shneimar, it says the Torah obligates a person who's holding collateral to go back and return it at night to the person to sleep with. So if the guy gave you his blanket, you have to take it back to him every night so that he could sleep with it. And then the Torah says, Ulcha tehiyeh tzedakah. You'll get credit for tzedakah if you give it back to him. Now, if it belongs to the person who collected it, who's holding the mashkon, so then it's tzedakah, because I'm lending my thing to the person to the guy that owes me money. But if I don't own it, I'm just giving him back where's his thing? Where's the tzedakah? If the Baal Chov doesn't have a kinyan in the mashkon, tzedakah minayin, where's the tzedakah? Mikan, from here we see the Baal Chov shekoneh mashkon, that the Baal Chov has a kinyan in the mashkon. Tanakama Sava, the Tanakama holds, when do we say the Baal Chov is koneh mashkon? Hani mili Yisrael mi Yisrael, a Jew from a Jew. Who de karina be, because that's when we say ulchati tzedakah. That's where the tzedakah is, by giving it back to Yisrael, and therefore that's when a Baal Chov is koneh mashkon. Aval Yisrael mi nochri lo kani. The Torah didn't make such a decree that if a goy gives you a mashkon, it becomes yours from before. So according to the Tanakama, when the Jew got a mashkon from the goy, it doesn't belong to you until you actually collect it. And therefore the chametz is mutar after Pesach. And Rabbi Meir savar kal v'chomer Yisrael mi Yisrael kani. If the Jew could be koneh from another Yisrael, the Torah gave him a right over the mashkon. Yisrael mi nuchri lo koshken. Certainly, when I lend to a goy, the Torah is going to give me the right to the mashkon right away. And therefore, when I lend money to a goy before Pesach, and he gave you a mashkon, I was koneh the mashkon, and the mashkon becomes asur after Pesach. When the goy lends money for the Jew for his chametz, ahara Pesach divrei hakol over. After Pesach, the chametz is fishu asur. Vaday nochrim Yisrael lokani. The Torah, this is what the Torah gave you, the kinyan and the mashkon, is the chidush. It's only either Yisrael mi Yisrael or even Yisrael mi nochri. But the Torah wouldn't give a goy the right in the mashkon of Yisrael. Well, that's like a chidush, and it doesn't apply to a goy. That's why when the goy lends the money to the Israel, everybody agrees that he wasn't koneh. Says, if that's the case, Tanan, we have Al Mishnah, Nochri Shilvat Yisrael Al Hamso, Hara Pesach mutar bana. If the goy lent money to Yisrael and the collateral is chametz, after Pesach is mutar bana. How does that work? Nihi nami did. It's law. We said in the Mishnah. Rashi said. The Gemara said also that it's talking when, according to Rava, when you gave it to him as collateral. Ha'amar, didn't you say nochrim Yisrael lokani, that even if you gave it as collateral as a mashkon, a goy doesn't koneh from Yisrael? Lo kasha, it's not difficult. Hada amar le me'achshav, hada lo amar le me'achshav. It depends what you said when you gave the collateral. If when you gave the collateral you said, if I don't pay you, it should be yours from now, then it's like you made a kinyan. If you didn't say it should be yours from now, then you didn't make a kinyan. And that's what our Mishnah is talking. When the Jew gave it to the goy, he said, if I don't pay you, it should be yours from now. Where do you see that there's a difference ben heichad da amar le me'achshav ben heichad lo amar me'achshav? That it makes a difference. It makes a difference if you said me'achshav or you didn't say me'achshav. Says the Gemara. We have a proof. The Tanya we learned Nochri Shirim Pat Purni Etzi Israel, a goy who gave bakery bed to a Jew, and over it's not Bal Yireh Bal Yimatzeh. Hirhin means he gave it to him as collateral. Ve'mamarlo higaticha. Why? Because you see, because even though Hirhin he put it in the Jew's house, the Jew wasn't koneh. It's like a pikadon of the goy. I didn't take responsibility. We're not over Bal Yireh Bal Yimatzeh. Ve'mavar amarlo higaticha. But if he told you, if I don't pay you, it's yours from now. Over, you over. Ma'ishna reisha, ma'ishna seifa. Why is reisha different than the seifa? Elalav shmamina. Shani echad amar le me'achshav, de echad lo amar le me'achshav. When he tells him me'achshav, then it's what's it called? Then it belongs to the Israel from the time that he gave him the collateral. And if he didn't say me'achshav, then it only goes through when you pay. Shmamina. That's a proof. And that goes very well with Rava. Tana Rabbanan, new point. Hanut shel Yisrael, if you have a store that belongs to a Jew. U'melai shel Yisrael, and the merchandise inside belongs to Israel. U'po'ale nochrim nechnasim l'sham, and goyim workers are working there, and they bring their hametz there. Hametz shenimtza sham achar Pesach. If you find hametz there after Pesach, should I assume it belonged to the Baal HaHanut, who had all types of chametz there? It was a store selling chametz. Or should I assume it belonged to the workers who maybe left their chametz there? Asur b'hana'ah. We're toled the chametz in the Israel who had most of the chametz there. He had a store full of chametz, and we don't toled that it came from the workers. Ve'en tzarich lomar b'achilaf. You can't have hana'ah for sure you can't eat it. Hanut shel nochri. If the store belongs to a goy, u'melai shel nochri, and the merchandise belonged to the goy, and Jewish workers are walking around there. The opposite. If you have hametz after Pesach, mutar ba'achila. It's mutar to be eaten. Like Rashi says, look at Rashi, asur ba'ana'a, talking when the store belonged to the Jew. We don't assume that the hametz belonged to the workers. Ela min shel malai haya. We assume it came from the merchandise of the store. V'shel yiselaya. And the same thing, the opposite. When the merchandise was a goy, we assume even leheter that it belonged to a goy. The Gemara continues. Mishnah. Chametz shenafla alav mapolet. If you have chametz that it was in a wall or whatever, and a whole landslide fell on it, hareo kimivu'ar. We consider it like it doesn't exist. You don't even have to make bidikah. You don't have to do anything to it. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel says, "Kol she'en hakelev yachol lachabes acharav." Has to be buried deep enough that the dog can't find it. Why? Because we're afraid that the look in Rashi. Oh, there's no Rashi. Why? Because we're afraid that the dog will find it on Pesach. Let's see. Amar Rav Chisda v'tzarich shivatel belibor. Rav Chisda says, even nafla alav mapolet hareo kim. Why do you have to make bitul? Why do you have to make bitul? Rashi says, Shemi fakech agal b'moed. Not because right now when it's buried, it's not considered like it's gone. It is considered gone. It's inaccessible. But maybe they're going to decide to dig up this thing on Hol HaMoed, and then your hametz is accessible. So in order to protect you from that, you have to make bitul. Tana we learned, Kama hafisat hakelev. When a bag says that if the dog can find it, it's considered mivuar. Shelosha tefachim, 3 tefachim. That's how deep it has to be. Amal Rav Acha bered Rav Yosef Rav Ashi had Amar Shmuel. Shmuel says, Kesafim en lam shmira bekarka. The way to watch cash, coins, is to bury it in the ground. Mi ba'inan shelosha tefachim olo. They need to be 3 tefachim deep or not. Amar Lei told him, you don't need it. Hacha mishum reicha. Over here, we're afraid the dog's going to smell the hametz, and then he's going to go dib it up. Ba'inan shelosha tefachim, you need 3 tefachim. Hatam, over there by the money, mishum chsuya me'ena, has to be at a site, so that nobody can find it. V'lo ba'i shlosha, you don't need it to be 3 deep. Kama, how deep do you need it to be? Amaraf Rambar Papa Misichriya tefach. It has to be a tefach under the ground. Tefach under the ground is hidden. More than that, not going to make a difference. Look in Rashi. Mishum reicha shakelev mariho. The dog's going to smell it. Umehatato motzio. Then he'll pull it out. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.